All right, that's enough of that shenanigans. Hello, everybody. Got to set the mood, let people get in here.
Welcome to ThrillGeek This week. I'm Barry. And
And
Clint's
I'm
doing
Clint, for those of you that don't know me.
And I'm wearing
Hello.
the shirt with the OG podcast logo.
Oh, God, I just noticed that just now, and you've
I,
been sitting in
I,
the chat for...
I'm trying to think of the last time I even wore this shirt. I was like finding something to change into after doing yard work earlier and taking a shower. And I was like, you know
You're
what?
like,
I'll pull
let me
this one
dust
out.
off the old school podcast logo shirt. Dear God.
Yeah, so on top of the, I think about 6 other Thrill Geek shirts I have that are just sitting there collecting dust right now.
I decided to go retro Universal because some of the news we're going to talk about is some sad retro Universal news.
I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't go with the usual. Let's put on a Universal shirt today. So
yeah. So, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good week. My week was interesting. Nothing exciting. Work. Went to Universal on Friday.
Didn't you go to Gatorland yesterday?
Went to Gatorland yesterday for Gator Palooza, which was interesting. Always, I've always debated because Gatorland.
It's such a far drive for you.
Yeah, it's not to give my exact location away so people could stalk me, but Gatorland is literally my backyard. And I've always debated it's a fun little day trip for the kids and everything. So I've talked it over with Cheryl about doing annual passes at some point. It's like $50 for an annual pass, so it'd be like $250 for all 5 of us. And they've got a splash pad there, and they got all the animals, and it's always a good time at Gatorland. They put on a good little, not really a theme park over there, but I guess a little. What would you call Gatorland?
I mean, it's
amusement park.
It's their fun. It's a fun little adventure park.
Yeah.
Where you can see gators, you can also eat them, but you can see.
Yeah.
I love how you discovered the horror of that.
Yeah. I posted it on Twitter, and I was like, that moment when you realize Gatorland sells gator bites. And gators actually, it's very
SeaWorld sells fish.
Yeah, this is true. So
the Living Seas also has a restaurant.
Let me say hello to everybody in the chat really quick. Hello, Michael. Hello, Adam. Adam says, "Hey there, crushed by the closing of Monsters Cafe." Yeah, it's sad news. We'll get into that here in a second. Michael says, "Shout out to Clint. Awesome Universal Studios shirt. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it." Barry's got a cool shirt too.
We used to actually sell these, and I think a couple people bought them. So there's some other ones somewhere out there.
Brandon says, "Make a Back to the Future restaurant." Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Don't hold your breath.
But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the obvious big topic. Monsters Cafe, Universal Studios Classic Monsters Cafe, abruptly closed this week. Universal actually made it. It was officially news literally Friday when I was walking into Universal Studios. So I
literally
ran
on
over there
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, they closed it on Friday the 13th. Actually, let me get rid of this and bring it back up here in a second. Let me go back down to the pictures. Or you know what? I got the article up. Never mind. Let me bring the article up. Here we go. But yeah, Universal Studios Classic Monsters Cafe closing. As it usually is with something closing at a theme park, especially Universal, a lot of people upset about this. It was there were a lot of people upset at Universal that it wasn't announced, like a closing date wasn't announced, that it was just abruptly closed. So
I mean, here's the thing, and I understand why a lot of people are upset. It wasn't open that much anymore. It didn't seem like. It seemed like a lot of times it was closed. Yes, I realize it. I think the biggest attachment for a lot of people is it was a place everybody, including us, would go to.
There's a lot of HHN memories in there.
Yeah, they would go to Halloween Horror Nights to get out of the heat, sitting in some AC in a really cool environment.
Sure.
However, how often when we did that, did we buy food?
Yeah, I tried to go back and I tried to recall how many times I ate there, and it wasn't too many. It was very hit or miss with me, Monsters Cafe, the food in particular. I loved the atmosphere of the restaurant. Apparently, some people were. I've never realized the funky smell in there. There were some people complaining that it had a funky smell inside the restaurant or something. I don't know.
I mean, it's it's been around for over 20 years. It was 98, 99 when it became Monsters Cafe.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's been around for a while without them really not touching anything in there.
Yeah.
Outside of the occasional, paint repainting and stuff like that. And I mean, the rumor is it's going to become Minions Cafe. Universal here in Orlando is really the only it's the only Studios park that doesn't have a Minions land.
Yeah.
Every other one has some different form of a Minions land, and it's looking like, based on rumors, that Production Central area is sort of going to be our Minions land. It's a lot different than the other parks, but the Minions are popular. They may not be popular with everybody on theme park Twitter, but all you got to do is go to the park. You see the amount of Minions merchandise as you walk around.
The Minions IP is huge for the masses, and it's yes, us hardcore HHN horror Universal classic monster fans. This was kind of a hit, but in the grand scheme of things, a Minion themed restaurant is going to be selling a lot more food and a lot more whatever than a classic Monsters Cafe.
Yeah, and I hope it's going to have a cool, unique menu, because a part of me is like, oh well, it'll be a family restaurant. It's like, I really hope it's not going to be burgers and chicken tenders, because there's already plenty of places in this park that serve burgers and chicken tenders.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the Minions Cafe at Hollywood has a pretty. I think I remember like ramen on their menu, and
they have a pretty unique menu. Obviously, Japan, Singapore, they all have unique menus.
Yeah,
in their Minion stuff. So, fingers crossed, we'll get a unique menu with some new stuff. It always seems like when Universal. This has been one of our things we really like, but also complain about, is when Universal does a new restaurant, they come up with a new menu with new things we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Whereas our complaint usually is they don't update the other restaurants enough.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. A lot of people were saying on Twitter, not necessarily just on Twitter, but social media in general, that studios could use a unique quick service restaurant besides Potter. Like Diagon Alley, like Leaky Cauldron, the quick service options at studios are few and far between.
No,
when you put the burgers and the French fries and the chicken tenders aside, there's really not a unique quick service.
I mean, there's a reason. If you guys, everyone who follows us knows, we're either in the Leaky Cauldron, or we got a reservation at Finnegan's when we're in the studios. That's usually the way it is when we're at studios. Outside of HHN, when we do Stay and Scream and The Simpsons and we're hungry and we got to get something to eat, we're usually either eating at the Leaky Cauldron or at Finnegan's when it comes to studios. And I am all for more varied menus at studios. It's been... If you've listened to our podcast over the years, it's been one of our biggest complaints about the studio park is the lack of variation.
Yeah.
I will say now, though, losing Monsters Cafe, they really need to find another place to put barbecue in the studios park, because that's definitely it filled a need. There were some good things on that menu. Some stuff was, I feel like the barbecue itself was pretty good. The chicken for rotisserie chicken sometimes came out a little dry.
Yeah.
Some of the sides were pretty good. There were some good things on that menu that I can think definitely could work somewhere else. So I definitely hope they bring barbecue back somewhere else.
Yeah. When they did the menu refresh, I actually ate there quite a few times after it had been opened, and there were some good things on the menu, and like you said, there were some things that were kind of hit or miss, like the chicken and stuff. But the menu refresh was welcomed, but now it is closed for good. So,
and hey, we're allegedly getting an entire Monsters Land.
Yeah, that was the other discussion. Is nothing's been officially announced with Epic Universe, but the rumored classic Monsters Land is definitely rumored to have some sort of dining option in it. So we'll have to see how that. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be a Monsters Cafe.
No, it's gonna be themed,
but it'll be themed to that land. So we'll have to wait and see what if something is announced for that land.
And I would not be surprised if some of the things obviously in this restaurant are going to show up in the prop shop, but some of the things in this restaurant might end up showing up in tribute stores or other displays.
Yeah, there was. I went back and I was like, you know what? The only legitimate reason I was upset about it closing so abruptly and without announcement was the fact that I wasn't able to go in there and get pictures, because I don't have a whole lot of pictures of the inside of Monsters Cafe.
It's very dark in there, so
yeah,
it's like unless you bring in a good camera to document it.
Sure.
And I think that's the disappointing thing. I think if they would have just given everybody a date and just said, the Monsters Cafe is
closing on this date. Done.
Yeah, closing May 21st. Even if they gave everybody a week.
Yeah.
I think that would have tamped down on some of the borderline anger that was going on.
Yeah, there were a lot of people upset that it closed abruptly, and the only reason that I was upset was that I wasn't able to go in there and get pictures just for future reference.
No, because we're theme park nerds. We understand stuff's going to close, but we like to document it before it closes.
Speaking of keeping on the Universal Classic Monsters, the All Hallows
Hula
Voodoo, what was it? All Hallows. I'm having a hard time.
All Hallows Hula Boutique.
Yeah. Which was formerly the Voodoo Boutique for Mardi Gras, has been changed over to the All Hallows Hula Boutique over at Islands of Adventure in Lost Continent. It has this really fun kind of Hawaiian tiki theme throughout it. I can actually just play our video here. I don't think it's going to play the audio.
No.
Start it over here. But yeah, I got to go there on Friday. This was the other thing that I was glad I went on Friday, because between the Monsters Cafe news and this, I was able to get some good content for the website. But yeah, it's got this really cool kind of tiki Hawaiian theme about it. You got these two really cool characters up front. The surfboard has like a Frankenstein kind of stitch look to it. It was really cool. I love that they're keeping this the boutique open throughout the year and just kind of changing the theme.
And I think it gives everyone a Halloween fix throughout the year. It was using a rather underused shop. I mean, it was the last few years. It's mainly had like some local and national artists.
There's Wolfman
in there. But it's what Universal is known for Halloween, and now, at least for the time being, we have this boutique that's open year round.
If you go and look at all this artwork on the wall, there's some really cool tiki kind of horror themed tiki artwork up here on the wall. Around these shelves, like this one over here. And then you got the creature over here from the Black Lagoon kind of hanging out.
Apparently
this whole area is really cool themed. Like he's got like
I said apparently he's a detective.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's like some sort of detective, because he's got like all these cameras and stuff, and there's like a radio playing in the background. There's all sorts of like tiki mugs and nautical themed stuff behind him. It was really cool. They turned the wagon hearse thing into like this dragster hot rod with like these smokestacks and like the Wolfman's driving it and stuff. It's really cool. These tiki surfboards are really cool. Those end up in the prop shop. I'll take them home.
I think it's really cool that they do this because it's, they could just make a Halloween theme and just be done with it.
Yeah.
And not really update anything throughout the year, but they're going above and beyond to give you different doses of, spooky so far throughout the year. And us, we are all for more spooky full time in the parks and
spooky 365.
Yeah. So I think it's great that they're taking the time and the effort to do this, and hey, it allows them to sell, have plenty of places to sell another place to sell Universal Monsters, spooky merchandise, HHN merchandise year round. So
yeah, that was the thing, is I didn't really, when I was in there filming this video for the YouTube channel and taking pictures, I didn't really pay attention to the merchandise. I don't know if there's any like Hawaiian tiki themed horror merchandise. I don't know how hard that would be to find to sell in there. But next time I'm there, I'll take a closer look at the merchandise. I saw.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting too, because we've sort of know, at least based on stuff we've seen on Twitter, that we're getting some whether it's Universal Monsters or it's, I guess, what HHN, like button up shirts are coming at some point this year from RSV LTS.
Yeah, because I forgot they announced their partnership with Universal.
So it's
Barry's gonna go broke if we both are.
Yeah, if there's button up HHN shirts, those will be bought, and I won't even probably like wait to find a team member to buy that.
Buy them all. So all right, that's it as far as Universal goes. The big news, this was the top article on our website. Tron, Disney shared an official look at Tron Light Cycle Run doing its first test run at Magic Kingdom. So we got a first look at it.
We knew they did a test run a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they've been actually testing it for several weeks now. They've just got this out on I think they posted it on the Disney Parks Instagram and TikTok, but it doesn't even show the inside part. It stops right here.
We know that even though they haven't released a date, based on just what we've seen construction on the outside, they have gone into overdrive to finish this thing. And there's different people out there who are trying to predict timelines, and some of them predict October, November.
Yeah,
as early as like previews, maybe in September. Who knows? Until Disney officially announces. And Disney seems to hold those opening dates a lot closer to their vest than they used to.
I just noticed this TikTok is edited when it goes back up into the building.
Mm-hmm.
It cuts to it coming into the in breaks, and it looks like that's the ride. Like that's all it is. And I noticed on our Facebook post, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, the ride looks really short," because if you see, watch, comes around, goes the outside under the canopy part, and then heads back up into the building for the indoor part. But look, right here, it goes up into the building.
If you want to know what it looks like on the inside, go to YouTube, type in Tron Shanghai Disneyland.
Yeah.
You can find out what it looks like on the inside, and whether it's an exact copy or whether we're going to get a little bit different, we won't know until they start revealing more stuff in the future, which I imagine we're going to start seeing little drips and drabs over the next few months of what's going on with Tron. And who knows, maybe once they get that outside done, maybe we'll finally get, remember Magic Kingdom had a railroad?
Yeah. Back in my day, Magic Kingdom had a railroad.
None of us thought that it was going to be closed for this long.
Yeah.
But we'll see once they get that outside done, and they're really moving quickly to get that outside done. Maybe we will finally see the return of the railroad.
What else did I see at Universal? Oh, this was interesting. Let me bring this back up. I saw somebody post this a couple months ago, but they moved Hedwig out of her cage, and she's sitting on like a package now. And I think that's really cool because it gives people, everybody's always taking pictures at this point because The train's usually there in the station. And it just provides a really different, a better angle to shoot a picture or video of Hedwig. So I thought that was really cool.
No, I think it's definitely an improvement. You can get a better, like you said, with Hedwig being out there, it's definitely easier to get a picture with her, quick selfie, than worrying about having your camera trying to focus on the bars or Hedwig or you.
No, it was a nice little. I don't know what made them make this change, but it was a nice little welcome change to put Hedwig outside her cage, because her cage is still right there behind her.
Yeah,
they just took the bird and put him right outside there. IOA is covered in construction walls. There's all sorts of refurbishments, and a lot of the refurbishment continues on Carousel. There were even some more construction walls over by Jurassic Park that I didn't get pictures of. Here's a really pretty Velocicoaster.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to go through our Twitter handle and see.
It's we're getting closer to the Mummy, as you can see now that the walls have been pushed back further.
Yeah, did they redo this floor? I don't remember what the floor in front of this area looks like.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Posted these pictures.
It looks renewed.
Yeah, I posted these pictures on the ThrillGeek Twitter, and people were like, "Oh, the ground looks new," and I was like, "I don't remember what the hell the ground looked like."
I don't remember what it looks like, but I mean it definitely looks new.
Yeah, it looks brighter. It looks a little. It looks like they did some work on it. So
yeah, and they there's still plenty of queue things out there.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten a reopening date yet for Mummy. Hopefully,
we don't even know what's going into Shrek.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, so Universal's got some announcements to make here in the next. Over at the Tribute Store, it looks like we might be getting some sort of a summer Tribute Store, because these barricades were up around where normally a facade goes for the Tribute Store, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Didn't they also redo the pavement there, though?
In front of the Tribute Store? That's what it could have been. It could have been that they were doing some cement work or something.
Yeah, they seem to be. They're doing a lot of pavement work right now, where they're replacing.
There was some pavement work over by Central Park that they have to like reroute everybody.
They've
around it.
Yeah, they've closed down the walkway through.
This is a little something we could talk about. Hollow Scream posted a not much, but a little teaser for this year's event. Not sure what to make of it.
I mean, there's been some talk online, like of the different things of like maybe that Hallows Scream Orlando. Yeah, had 4 houses last year. That may be bigger this year.
Yeah.
Which I think I mean, we enjoyed the event, but it was definitely contained into a very small area of the park.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see if it is bigger this year.
I think that was our, when we were talking about the event and we kind of got our first impressions, I think that was the biggest discussion we had was making the event bigger. Not, it doesn't have to be the whole park, but definitely making
they brought in our friend Patrick Braillard, and he only got to do a little tweaks for last year's inaugural event. This year, he is unless I'm wrong, the creative director. And so it's going to be interesting to see if they try to go big, if they sort of go for it. And we've seen people talk like 6, 8 houses. I think that's a little. I think I could maybe see them jumping up another 1 or 2 houses. Unless they really want to go big, and if they feel like that there's enough space in this area for a second event that obviously not as big as Halloween Horror Nights, but the money's out there for a second event. And also, the price for SeaWorld annual pass holders was pretty inexpensive to begin with. And
I don't remember the price exactly, but it was a fairly inexpensive event to go to, even if you just wanted to go for the day.
And the different advanced ticket sale prices they had were very inexpensive, and they had a sale for this.
They had it's over now, so it's not really worth mentioning a whole lot, but they did hold a sale for Friday the 13th. I think it was $60 for 2 nights.
Yeah.
So basically $30 a night, and you got to pick whenever those dates were to go to Howl-O-Scream. But I'm hello Indoor Cat, thanks for tuning in, appreciate you. No, I love Howl-O-Scream. I'm excited to see where the Orlando one goes. I mean, we were all blindsided when they announced Howl-O-Scream Orlando.
Yeah. None of us saw that coming.
Yeah, we were all completely blindsided by the Howl-O-Scream Orlando announcement. So the fact that we got a Howl-O-Scream Orlando was great, and I think we all had fun at the event. I just think, I hope they improve on it and make it bigger, make it better, and we'll definitely be out there again this year. Checking it out.
I mean, I unfortunately, I only got to go once because I just don't. I hate to say it, I don't have the time, and I already know, like, this year I'm going to be out of town at least 2 weekends of HHN during September, October. So it's like I'm already going to be spread pretty thin. Hopefully I can get over there for at least one night.
Yeah, we went media night, and I think that was the only night I went to. I wanted to go more, but I just stuff going on, life. I definitely, I definitely want to make it. I definitely want to make it out more this year, because it was a fun event. It was really fun.
Yeah.
As we said it was small, but for what it was actually a really fun event. Some of the scare actors in the scare zone were freaking fantastic.
Yeah, they were giving it all. I would have loved to see how many of them still had voices a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, there were some scare actors that were putting 110% in at this event, and it was insane.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's everything I have theme park wise. It was kind of a slow week this week with news and everything. So, no Halloween Horror Nights announcement yet. So maybe we'll get one this week coming up that we can chat about.
Possibly.
Which we will be doing. We made a decision a while back to do especially with Halloween Horror Nights, because all of our Halloween Horror Nights content usually does pretty well. And I think a big following on our social media is because of our Halloween Horror Nights content. So when we do get a house announcement, whoever's available, whether it's myself, Emily, Barry, whoever, we're going to do a live stream that night, that whatever house scare zone merchandise, whatever's announced, and we'll do a brief live stream, get your guys' reaction and that sort of thing, and then probably talking about it again later on. So
what, we're going to talk about Halloween Horror Nights a lot? What?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Halloween Horror Nights. What
show is this?
Yeah. So look for that, and we'll do both on the YouTube and Twitch. So when there is a Halloween Horror Nights announcement, expect a brief live stream. I say brief, but we'll probably be talking for an hour about said one house announcement or whatever it is. So
as you can see at the 20-second mark in the video.
Yeah. No, we won't be that in depth, but you know us. We start going on a tangent about Halloween Horror Nights and it never ends. So anything movie, TVs, what happened? I know we had the red carpet premiere for Skywalker,
Stranger Things 4.
Yeah.
No, I mean we've got, obviously the big thing coming up this week is Megacon here in Orlando. I know myself and Sin will be there Friday. I think me and Emily will be there Saturday, and then I guess you might try to pop in at some point during this.
Well, I completely forgot. I'm off on Fridays now. So I will probably, pending life and kids and if everything works out, I will probably be there on Friday.
Yeah, and unfortunately, unfortunately, I will not be there Sunday because Sin and I are going to Welcome to Rockville to see 9 Inch Nails.
I don't think any of us will be there on Sunday.
It was originally supposed to be Foo Fighters, unfortunately. So we'll be at that on Sunday. So Megacon, this is always a big week here in Orlando. It's back to its sort of normal time of year now, and I'm excited because I don't think there's ever been a Megacon this loaded before. With you got the Hobbits you've got the Hobbits, you've got the entire cast of Clerks 2 and upcoming Clerks 3 are going to be there.
Yeah.
You've you've got the Hobbits, and Jay and Silent Bob are speaking of the Clerks. Jay and Silent Bob are doing a show. Good Lord, you've got like Brendan Fraser.
Here's the list.
A couple of people from Cobra Kai are going to be there. A bunch of Star Trek people are going to be there, and of course a bunch of Star Wars, including Ashley Eckstein and so many more. And then there's going to be a lot of wrestlers there too, because we live
Undertaker,
in
Ric Flair.
Yeah. We live in Florida. And a lot of them live here. So
the lineup for this is pretty big.
It's easily one of the biggest lineups. I think it's the biggest lineup they have ever had as far as it comes to celebrity guests. The
Hardy Boys aren't going to be there.
That's surprising, unless they had some other thing.
Yeah, but that's a really good lineup this year.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't even gotten to the voice. Like I said, the voice actors.
Here's the voice actor list
that are going to be there.
Steve Downs, my boy.
Yeah.
Ashley, Ken Page, Paige O'Hara.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
I love how they have Elijah Wood down for Happy Feet.
I know.
Yeah, he's there for Happy Feet. Don't worry about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, those are and then you have all the anime voice actors too.
You got all sorts of anime,
and then so many artists. Many of them who are our friends will be there.
Over in the vendor area is always a great place.
The vendor artist alley. That's one of our favorite parts of the show, because I mean I spend so much time just wandering through Artist Alley, trying not to blow a ton of money. And then just the cosplay is always next level at Megacon. That's
the other big thing that I love.
Megacon is outside of probably after Dragon Con up in Atlanta, it's one of the biggest conventions in the Southeast. So it's we're always excited for it, and we always love covering it, and can't wait to go out there. And
but yeah, I completely forgot that I'm off Friday, so I should be there all day on Friday. Let me check on the chat here. Indoor Cat says, any speculation on houses or zones?
We talked about it.
Yeah, we haven't really kept up on. I mean, what's her name that released the speculation map?
Is it HH Nightmares? I don't know. We talked about the last speculation map, I guess, a month ago when it came out. I mean, we have an idea. We can't really talk about some things, but we have an idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people do. So
just to be, this is for those of you, go give them a follow. They do all sorts of great HHN content, Horror Night Nightmares at HN Nightmares on Twitter.
Yeah.
They do their speculation map every year. And it's never 100% correct.
Well,
they
it's
change it as they go.
If you follow on social media, there's one on there that we think probably is going to happen, because it may have been accidentally leaked.
We talked about this a couple live streams ago, and that's the weekend, because he's actually been talking about Halloween Horror Nights on his Twitter handle.
And then didn't the Mummy and the Wolfman sort of leak this week?
There was something posted on Universal Studios Hollywood's website.
Yeah.
About a Wolfman and Mummy house, which would be really cool. So
we're all for more Universal monsters, because they have been, I mean, the last two we've gotten have been just chef's kiss as far as like amazing. I mean, the Bride house,
the Bride of Frankenstein house was fantastic.
We've talked about it so many times. Like it was not just a haunted house, it was a cinematic experience, because it told a story throughout the whole house.
Kat says, just saw the Firestarter film from Blumhouse, hoping for a scare zone or house. Yeah, Universal has a good relationship with Blumhouse, so whether we'll see, I think one of the rumors was a Halloween themed house. I don't know if we're going to get the new movie. You can see it if you go follow them, Horror Night Nightmares on Twitter. So I don't know if they're talking about the there's a plethora of Halloween movies that could be.
It's going to be the Rob Zombie one.
I mean, I hope not.
I think if we get a Halloween House, it will be whether it will be just the first Halloween movie or whether it's going to be a mega, all of them with, just a little bit.
But I haven't seen that Firestarter movie. I'll have to check it out.
You can watch it on Premium Peacock.
Is it on Peacock? I was just going to ask.
I don't think anybody almost nobody went to see it in the movie theaters. So
yeah, I didn't see it. But there was another horror movie that I was told that was really good. I can't remember what it was. I have it somewhere on my phone. I literally looked it up to see if I could stream it, and I screenshotted it, and that was it. So anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's the funny thing for me, it's been a pop culture weekend because with Sin being sick, we couldn't do much but watch stuff.
Movies and watch TV shows.
So it's like we finally finished live action Cowboy Bebop. We finally finished Lost in Space. We finally finished the Masters of the Universe Revelation show. Oh, that's all on Netflix. We finished the amazing Our Flag Means Death on HBO Max.
Yeah.
So we knocked out some shows this weekend. So.
And then, of course, it's always great seeing these two back together promoting Star Wars movies, TV shows, whatever it is. It was funny because I posted on Twitter this My Chemical Romance drops new music, and Hayden and these two are promoting Star Wars, whatever, a new Star Wars production. I was like, what year is it? Yeah. Oh no, that was exciting too this week. So. And
I
love how like Hayden's smiling. Like
I'm glad he's getting a chance to revisit it. And
there was an interview clip of him talk. I think it was with Entertainment Weekly or something like that, and he was talking about being able to revisit the Darth Vader character, and how much it meant to him and everything. It was really cool to see him talking about it. So.
I'm excited. I mean, it's going to, based on the last trailer, my interest keeps peaking and peaking more
it looks really good. And I'm just at the very end of rewatching Rebels. I'm on season 4. I'm about halfway through. So I'm excited.
So you've already, was it season 3 was when Ahsoka shows up?
Yes.
And she faces Vader. Yeah.
Yes. That's season 3. Yeah, you're right.
That's like one of my favorite Star Wars moments.
What's going on, Sam? Good to see you, brother. We got a new Stranger. This poster was fantastic for Stranger Things 4.
Oh yeah.
Got a new poster for Stranger. I think they just did the premiere for that. That happened.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting that and Obi-Wan Kenobi basically right around the same time.
Same day.
Same day. That's
Hey,
now it's like, it's so what that and then Top Gun, and the thing I'm excited for too is the Bob's Burgers movie, but which I feel like
I'm hoping.
I'm like
never
Disney.
seen.
It's like why did you release that movie the same weekend as Top Gun, and the same day you're dropping Obi-Wan on Disney Plus? It's just like,
I don't know who made that marketing decision.
Another date.
I've never seen Bob's Burger show. I've never seen an episode.
It's
so
like one of my favorite animated shows.
I'm gonna hope I'm gonna see this movie, and I'm hoping it's like a gateway into me watching the TV show because I've never seen it. I've seen some clips of Bob's Burgers, and I've always wanted to, there's some pretty funny moments in the show.
It's just funny as usual when a TV series does an animated movie.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, all the characters have shadows. It was like I was like, someone brought that up. I was like, oh yeah. I was like Simpsons movie. All of a sudden, the characters have shadows. It's like
this was big news. Ahsoka's finally in production, which I'm really excited about that show. We never talked about this stuff because last week's live stream was pretty much all Guardians of the Galaxy. We got the Avatar trailer.
What was there a reaction at all in the theater when
I saw, no, it was complete silence at the end of the
same here.
And I saw a bunch of people people were posting clips on Twitter of like popcorn flying and everybody losing their mind over the end of the Avatar trailer. And I was like, you could hear a pin drop in my theater.
Same. You could hear
I was like
a pin drop.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it looks pretty. I'll check it out. We're
all gonna go.
I can't say that I've hated on Avatar. I have, and I probably shouldn't, because the movies are gorgeous. They're pretty. I just don't care about the plot. I think that's my biggest thing.
I mean, it's just it's going to be
gorgeous movies.
It's obviously for the first time in forever, you're actually going to want to see a movie in 3D.
Yeah,
which I'm just like, because
it's just like
it's like whenever you're like, oh no, I got to go see it. It's like when I first saw Endgame, I had to see it in 3D.
Yeah,
and it was like,
yeah,
it was still an amazing theatrical experience because it was opening night, but still, I was like almost bummed that I had to see. But this thing is shot in 3D. Even just you look at some of the trailer, some of the shots in that, and the CGI is just like jaw dropping because I mean, doing things with water is a whole other thing.
There was some picture of like the hand of one of the. See, I don't even know what the hell they're called. The Na'vi. Thank you. I should know this because we have a theme park land right here in Orlando.
You go to Pandora enough. Yeah.
I don't go to Pandora enough. But no, there was this close-up picture of the hand of the Na'vi on one of the. I don't know if it was one of the Banshees or what it was, but you saw the ripples around the water, and just the CG is unreal.
Well, and it's funny with you posted, was it today? It's been what, 5 years?
Yeah, it was 5 years since you and I went to the.
I know you went, and I'm just like, I was like, I think I was there.
Did you see my reply with us doing this stupid Banshee picture? Pointing at the Banshee flying.
I know. I remember us together. I remember us getting, because I still have it somewhere. I remember us getting some sort of gift, some sort of commemorative gift on our way out.
I don't remember what the hell that was.
It was like a little medallion that I turned it into an ornament that's on my theme park tree.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. Yeah. I got you.
So it's like you posted that. I was like, oh yeah. It's like I'm sure I also have to remember because it was so early in the morning. I was barely.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is like it was cool because it was sunrise, but I was like half asleep for the first.
That was one of the coolest parts was getting to see sunrise in there.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was the whole sunrise on Pandora thing that was really cool. I think that and the back when they did all these Disney Parks blog meetups, I think that one and the Great Movie Ride one were two of my favorites.
That was definitely the Great Movie Ride one. I feel like that was one of the luckiest things we got to go experience.
That was really cool to be able to walk the entire Great Movie Ride track before they closed it down for Runaway Railway. That was really, really cool. Rest in peace, Great Movie Ride.
I think we've wrapped it up as far as things to talk about.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
We managed to talk longer than we said we would.
I told you. We said 30 minutes, but it's been 47. So, anyways, really quick, let me peek in on the chat. How's everybody doing in the chat? You guys are being quiet.
I hope everything is good.
Yeah.
We will have plenty to talk about coming up with Clint's going to yammer on about Top Gun. Yes, I'll probably go see it too.
Oh my God, I'm so when the reviews started pouring out for that and everybody was saying it's better than the original, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and with Obi-Wan coming out and Stranger Things coming out, me, you, and I'm sure Emily will be have plenty to talk about.
Yeah. Sam reminded me, Spookala, is that how you say it? Spookala?
That was very successul.
It looked like it was a really successful convention. I'm bummed none of us got up there to check. It's up in Ocala, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's up in Ocala. So, it's definitely, from what we've heard, it's definitely coming back next year. So maybe we'll have to do a little Thrill Geek road trip and check it out next year.
Yeah, I forgot who was up there. I think Johnny was up there. I think Johnny
Yeah.
was up there.
Yeah, plenty. A bunch of people we know were up there.
Sterling was up there. Yeah, a couple vendors were up there. They said it was a fun little first convention. So maybe next year if they do it again, we'll have to get up there and check it out because I'm all for more spooky conventions.
Yeah,
we have Spooky Empire is the big one, but I'm all for more spooky.
It feels like every time someone else tries to do a spooky one here, it doesn't end up doing well. Even though I think there's one that I think what happened last year, like it was like late September, early October, that I think is coming back again this year.
Was it that one that was like right here by me on like
didn't Emily go to that? I can't remember off the top of my head.
It was at one of the resorts over here by SeaWorld and John Young or something or somewhere over there. I can't remember.
I think it was at the Rosen Creek. So
Insider Mambo says Top Gun Maverick, Obi-Wan, Stranger Things 4, great weekend up ahead. Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah. It's we're gonna have lots to talk about as far as I'm
already going to have a busy weekend that weekend because it's like we're doing bucket list item like Saturday, May 28th to see Paul McCartney. And like I already have a crazy busy weekend on top of all this other stuff coming out that weekend. So
it's going to be a good week. Good week for lots of nerdy pop culture stuff that we will definitely be chatting about here on the stream. So
all right. So
I think that's it. I think we can get out of here. Hey, thanks for everybody for hanging out in the chat. As always, we appreciate you guys. Sorry for the late start tonight. We don't have COVID going around the house, but there's a little bit of a flu going around. So I had to help the wife get the kids to bed. So I had to postpone by an hour. So thanks for everybody for staying up, not too late and hanging out with us. We always appreciate it. So next week should be back at our regular 8:00 time, unless you guys like this 9:00. I know we do 8:00 because it helps us out, get stuff done early-ish.
Yeah. Emily, fingers crossed, should be back next week, or you will be by yourself. So
yeah, I think she had family or something going on tonight, so she wasn't able to make it tonight. So hopefully next week she'll be back, and we'll be back doing our chit chat next week. So make sure you follow us everywhere, and I think Barry's going to tell us everywhere where you can follow us.
We are at ThrillGeek on Twitter, Instagram, and the TikToks. Facebook.com/ThrillGeek. Please like and follow our Facebook page. YouTube.com/ThrillGeek. Please subscribe. Please like this video if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/ThrillGeek. And of course, ThrillGeek.com for the latest in theme park and pop culture news. And of course, you're watching ThrillGeek This Week.
Yes, you are. I'm trying to get music queued up here for our outro. Guys, thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Indoor Cat, have a good night. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you. Insider Mambo, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yes.
John, Brendan, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. So we do these live streams so you guys can join in on the conversation. So we really appreciate it. And we'll be doing it next week. Like I said, we should be back at our regular time, 8:00, not 9:00. So be sure you're tuning into all that, and we will see you guys next week. All right, take care, be safe, and we'll see you guys later.
Stay safe. We'll see you in the parks.